Plants vs Zombies Replanted 100%. Over 50 hours of boring achievements when I've already 100%ed the Game of the Year edition. 3 adventure modes, many puzzles and minigames, and an achievement that made me grow gray hairs. Here is how I got every achievement on Plants vs Zombies Replanted. Also, 2 months since my last upload. I'm gonna try to post more in 2026, but until then, I'm just gonna give you this. Adventure mode begins with us and our little pea shooter. For those who don't know how Plants vs Zombies works, even though literally everybody does, but I'll explain anyways. Basically, these zombies want our brains, but we have some exotic plants to help us defend our house and ourselves. Our goal is to stop them, so we need to form strategies to keep these zombies at bay. We start with a humble pea shooter who shoots peas at the zombies. With my pea shooters, we beat the first level and unlock the sunflower, a plant crucial to power our plant army. Every plant has a varying sun cost. For example, the pea shooter costs 100 sun, with each sun drop giving us 25. That means I have to pick up 4 sun before I can plant 1, whereas the sunflower costs 50 sun, or 2 sun drops. What makes the sunflower so important is because even though the sunflower doesn't attack the zombies, she produces sun drops every 24 to 25 seconds, allowing us to build up an army of plants. Landscapers fixed my lawn, so I finally have 5 rows. I also unlocked the cherry bomb and the walnut, but for now they aren't too relevant. I met my neighbor Crazy Dave, and he actually hands me a walnut and tells me to go bowling with it, so I do. This isn't what the walnut is usually for, but it's pretty fun, so whatever. When I'm done bowling, I unlock the potato mine, a plant I use in many levels because he is cheap and strong. He takes a little bit to arm himself, but when stepped on, he explodes. Exploding my first zombie with the potato mine gives me the Spadao achievement, the first of many in this video. Level 1-9, and I finally messed with the cosmetic menu of the game where I get 2 achievements. One for enabling the head crab, and one for enabling the retro zombie, which is just ugly. It doesn't even look like the pixel art style of the DS, or even as cool as the retro zombie from Plants vs Zombies 2. The 10th level of every stage in adventure mode is a conveyor level. Seed packets for plants from the stage come down and you plant them. These stages are very easy. For completing the day stage, I unlock the puff shroom, a plant that costs 0 sun. That's very important because during the night, I get 0 natural sun falling from the sky. The night stage isn't hard, but there is an achievement for not using any mushrooms in a night level, so I just did it on the first one so I'd have it easy. Due to no natural sunlight coming from the sky, we have a sun shroom who is a slightly worse sunflower, but he only costs 25 sun. I guess now is a good time to go over some of the zombies we've met so far, because soon the variants will be impacting our gameplay instead of just existing. This is the basic zombie. He's just normal, but he's pretty good to base the others off of. The conehead is like the normal zombie, but with almost triple his HP, and the buckethead has nearly 7 times his HP. We've met the pole vaulting zombie back in the day stage, but he's just slightly tougher than the regular brown coat zombie and a bit faster and jumps over your first plant. The newspaper zombie is equally as tough as the pole vaulter, but he's normal speed until you break his newspaper, then he's a bit faster. For beating 2-2, we get the fume shroom. The fume shroom pierces all zombies in its range, which is helpful because there's another new zombie type, the screen door zombie. He's as tough as a buckethead, but you can pierce the door and take him out as easy as a normal zombie. For 2-5, it's whack-a-zombie, where you can just click on the zombies to take them out. I get an achievement here because I got 30 coins without letting any disappear, and another here for hypnotizing the lead dancer zombie. But since there isn't much more in the night stage, I'm gonna skip to the last night, and I'm not gonna go over what every plant does, because most are irrelevant until later, and for the zombies, I'll talk a little bit about what they do. The football zombie is fast and tougher than a buckethead, but still not too bad to deal with, and the disco zombie can be problematic because he spawns in backup dancers around him, but also isn't too bad. For completing the night stage, I'm awarded with a lily pad because the next stage is in our backyard, which is a pool.
Motherfucker gave me a goddamn lily pad, god damn!
Although the pool stage is probably what everyone can agree is the best stage, the plants you unlock here are except for 3. The minigame is terrible because the zombies are just small, and the zombie variants are annoying. I get an achievement here for blowing up 10 zombies with a cherry bomb, but other than that, this stage was less eventful than my life after getting laid off. After the pool stage, there is a night pool stage where there is fog that covers half your screen. The first plant you get is like the puff shroom, but for the water, and for the most part, the plants you unlock in the fog stage are pretty good. For beating level 4-4, I got a taco that Crazy Dave bought for me for $1,000. He also added some new stuff to his shop because, yes, he has a shop in the back of his car. I went back to playing, and the next minigame is Vase Breaker, where you break vases and either a zombie or a plant is inside. Keep this at the back of your head for now because it's important for later. I also got the starfruit, a very underrated plant that I'll be using a lot later, but not anytime soon. I got an achievement here because this zombie on a pogo stick jumped over all my defenses straight into my lawnmower. Next, 410 is a storm level and it's pretty annoying. I don't like this level, but it's also important later. For beating it, I get a cabbage pull, which is only important because the next stage is on my roof and it's slanted, so I need them to throw their cabbages over top. After another couple days on the roof, I unlock another achievement, this one for producing 8,000 sun in one level, which I just did by stalling this guy on my nuts until my flowers could get the job done. Then, I got the Zen Garden, which goes into a couple achievements later, one of which almost made me rip my hair out. The Zen Garden is where I can grow plants from a little sprout all the way into a nice plant, but we can get into that more later. I beat a level with no catapults, which also gives me another achievement. I'm clearly on a roll here. This big guy is the Gargantuar. He's big, he crushes your plants, and he has a lot of HP. He's also got this little imp on his back that he'll throw into your back lines, but he is the second biggest zombie. Crazy Dave gets stolen by a bungee zombie, and that just leaves me and Dr. Edgar George Zomboss in the Zombot left to set things straight. He sends the zombies my way and shoots balls at me, but my exotic plants pelt him until the Zombot breaks, marking the end of adventure mode and getting me an achievement. After completing adventure mode, I unlock various puzzles and minigames, so I take turns doing a bit of everything. One of the puzzles is Vase Breaker, where I break vases, remember? Anyways, it gets progressively harder as you go, but it's extremely forgiving with the types of plants it gives you. The other puzzle is iZombie, where you get to play as the zombies. This is probably the most fun thing on this game, I'm not gonna lie, and for beating all 9 of them, I get an achievement. Same with Vase Breaker too. I also get the bull walnuts again, and for hitting 5 zombies with 1 nut, I get another achievement. The next achievement I get is for placing all the starfruits that are outlined before the first wave even comes in. I'm skipping over most of the minigames because they're pretty lacking and not worth the mention in my opinion, but some are pretty good. Zombotany is where zombies have traits of my plants, like this pea shooter zombie. There's an achievement for not using any wall plants in this level, so I use spikeweeds and low plants that can't get shot, and I got it very easy. To end the day, I play the new Rest in Peace mode added to the replanted version of Plants vs Zombies, where it's like Adventure Mode Plus, but you can't lose, otherwise you have to start over again. I hate games that add no death runs as achievements as some kind of filler content, and this is exactly that. It also looks weird all purple, and that says a lot because purple is my favorite color. There are 2 achievements tied into playing this game mode, but I get bored and end of the day playing here. When I get back on the next day, I get back to the minigames and do some pogo party. This is what I'm talking about when the minigames are lacking. All zombies are literally just pogo zombies. That's it. There are some good minigames such as Be Ghouled, but for pogo party, there's an achievement for not using tall nuts or magnet shrooms, so unfortunately, I had to get it. Bobsled Bonanza is the last minigame I have to complete. Usually I save the best for last, but I dislike this minigame so much that I procrastinated doing it, leaving it as the only thing between me and another achievement. I tried to make it more interesting using some wacky plans, but even doing that, this minigame just sucks. I'm finally back on something I like because I realized I need to get achievements for the Endless Vase Breaker and iZombie. I start with iZombie, only needing to clear 10 stages. This can be tricky because you have to be careful on how much sun you use because it carries over. I got pretty lucky with my stages and I had over 2,000 sun at one point, so I got the achievement easy. As the last achievement of the day, I have to clear 15 stages of Endless Vase Breaker. This is very easy because Vase Breaker just isn't hard. You also get sun you can use to plant cherry bombs, making this a breeze.
Whoa, hey.
Since Rest in Peace mode is just Adventure Plus, but you can't lose, I'm gonna go over it very fast because it doesn't have anything to offer other than these achievements. I get an achievement here for using no pea shooters in a pool stage. I do this by just using starfruits on the first level so I can get it as easily as possible. I do lose Rest in Peace mode a couple times, one of which is just a reset because I lost a lawnmower, and there's an achievement for doing it without losing it. It's honestly just not worth doing twice if you lose a lawnmower, because then I just have to do it a whole nother time. 5-5 is actually a pretty hard level with no mowers in Adventure Plus, but I eventually complete it and then it's smooth sailing from there. Honestly, I can't even tell if the Adventure Plus Zomboss is any harder than the regular one, but I easily beat him and that's the end of Rest in Peace mode. During my journey to complete Rest in Peace mode, I got another 2 achievements. One for unlocking all plants, and one for just giving my zombies mustaches. But now it's off to complete Survival. Survival is basically like adventure mode, but after you complete a stage, you get to go in again on the same lawn, but against different zombies. There are a total of 11 different survival modes, 10 of which are just, surviving each different stage of your house. But that's not why I'm going over this. Well, I did get 2 achievements completing these modes. One for growing this stupid tree to 100 feet, which doesn't really do anything. To grow it, you just give it tree food, which just costs 1,000 coins each. And another achievement for completing all the survivals and minigames and puzzles, which, by the way, the Game of the Year edition of Plants vs. Zombies makes the actual trophy gold, and the remaster, it doesn't. What the heck? Other than that, here is the real reason I'm going over this. Survival Endless. There are 2 achievements for playing this mode. One for getting past 20 flags of zombies, and one for 40. This mode isn't too bad as it looks because you're on the pool stage, which is bigger than the day stage, for example, and with access to all of these overpowered plants, it's really not too hard. Winter melons are just melon pults, but they freeze zombies similar to the snow pea, making zombies eat and walk slower while dishing out loads of damage that attacks the surrounding lanes too. I also have cattails that can attack all lanes and pop balloon zombies out of the air, so they're pretty strong. And lastly, we have the Cob Cannon. The Cob Cannon is a reusable cherry bomb that you can fire anywhere on your lawn. With these 3 combined and a couple more types of plants, it makes it very bearable. After not very long, I finally completed 20 waves, granting me the first achievement of Survival Endless, which is a good start, but then something happened. I guess there was just too much for either the game or my PC to handle because the zombies started to freeze and move like PNGs getting dragged in a Google Slide or in One Punch Man. Only real ones know. Before I knew it, literally, my whole defenses were crushed, meaning I had to restart. Luckily for you, you're watching an IB Probot video, so here's the cut to the new attempt to save you some time. I was getting pretty close to losing towards the end here, but I like to blame the same Google Slide zombies that ruined my last run. It was so buggy. Like, look, the imitator can't imitate plants from Crazy Dave's shop, but it looks like I haven't imitated wintermelon and cattail, and that's not even possible. I did of course complete 40 waves though, so here's that, and I also lost the footage of when I got this achievement of defeating gargantuars with cob cannons, but considering I did that here too, I guess it seems like a good enough time to show that off. Now, to get some more achievements, I need to go into Adventure Plus so I can do some miscellaneous stuff. To start, I beat a stage only using explosive plants. I do this on 1-2 because I failed my attempt on 1-1. Next, I use mushrooms in a day stage, granting me another achievement. I replayed most of the adventure mode to encounter the Yeti zombie that until I already got the achievement, I thought this was the only place to encounter him. I got the achievement for that too. That leaves us with just 3 achievements left, 2 of which are really easy. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I got this one while not recording, but basically there's a minigame called Last Stand where you start with 5,000 sun and you just need to beat it with 2,000 sun remaining. For the next achievement, I had to complete every day of the Cloudy Day mode, which is new to the Replanted version of Plants vs. Zombies. What makes this mode unique is that some of the sun drops are small, and for each flag in the level, there are 2 phases of clouds that roll in where your sunflowers go to sleep and you don't get sun from the sky. Usually that'd be a bit of a problem, but when it's cloudy, your plants are a fraction of the cost and the recharge time is reduced, allowing you to plant many strong plants quickly. There's also only 12 of these levels, with 4 in the day stage, 4 in the pool stage, and 4 on the roof. Completing this gives me almost the last achievement, but the last one would be the hardest one with only a 1.2% achieve rate. The last achievement is to get every plant in the Zen Garden. This achievement is so rare because the plants are just so hard to get. In the mobile version of Plants vs. Zombies, this achievement also exists, but you can purchase plant sprats from Crazy Dave, while in this version you can't. This achievement alone took me over 20 hours by itself to just get all the plants, because if you get a plant, it's not even guaranteed that it's the one you need. The most unfortunate part about getting this achievement is that after all the work I spent farming to get it, I got it while not recording. I know this video is very short, but that is the last achievement. The next game I'm already done actually, and it was a huge part of my childhood. I'm still new to this YouTube stuff, so if you have any advice, feel free to drop it in my Discord linked in the description or the comments. Thanks for all the support on my last video too, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.